Doug's real life. It started with the intro animations of the line drawings, but the characters never appeared. The lines continued as normal, reacting as if the usual characters were there. Once the intro ended, it switched to show Doug in a dark room, writing in his journal. He wasn't narrating his writing like he usually would do in the show. He just silently wrote for about a minute. The episode itself opened with Doug eating breakfast.
Oh, screw the rest of this segment. That's the scariest part of the whole creepypasta. I mean, seriously. This part was so scary that I literally had no pants after this part.
Axis Powers, Hetalia, episode 23.5.
And the scariest part about this episode was that it was 2 minutes as opposed to the usual 5.
Tom and Jerry, lost episode. It opens up with Tom and the owner in a typical house. But Tom's owner seemed even angrier than other Tom and Jerry episodes. The first scene shown in the episode shows the owner stomping on Tom's tail in a very realistic and painful way, because Tom was sleeping by the basement door. The owner then starts yelling at Tom to never go down there. Tom, clearly terrified, runs away to another room. Jerry then comes out of a mouse hole and follows Tom into the next room. The next few minutes then show the regular Tom and Jerry routine, where Jerry tricks Tom into chasing him into the basement door a few times. But each time the owner catches Tom, he inflicts realistically painful injuries, which stays with Tom even after the scene ends. After this, Tom starts to cry and mumbles to Jerry not to bother him anymore. You can tell what he's doing by his body language. Jerry just laughs at him and pushes him back to the basement door. The owner catches him again, but this time goes ballistic. Jerry seemed like he was finally taking pity on Tom, so Jerry picks up a knife and starts stabbing the owner in the leg, quite graphically. Soon after, Tom opens the basement door, and they carry the body down the stairs. Multiple other bodies were then seen down there, decaying and showing signs of their violent deaths. Tom and Jerry shook hands, but Jerry suddenly gets an evil look in his face, and Tom says in a ghastly, deep voice, "Don't you believe it?" Jerry stabs Tom, killing him instantly, and throws his corpse along with the other bodies. The last shot of the episode then shows Jerry putting up a for sale sign on the yard of the house, laughing, clearly planning to do it all over again.
T&J lost episode. This belongs in a commode. Hyper-realistic blood. Characters not acting as they should. Look out! This one's so cliche. Bill, 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 Bill. Character with evil eyes stares at your pair every time. I don't know what this is, but it sure ain't scary jizz. Look out! This one's so cliche.
Happy Appy.
Oh, I know. Is it a story about a guy who was so obsessed with his smartphone that he turned it to a smartphone, and when he sold his smartphone, he turned to a Pharrell? Because if that wasn't the case, I'd be very disappointed.
Angry Sylvester. There was an episode back in 1998 which starred Sylvester from the Looney Tunes. This episode was reported as being strangely different and disturbing when compared to other previously aired episodes. This particular episode did not have the same intro as the Looney Tune cartoons usually would. It just skipped the title screen and displayed a living room of a house which was drawn entirely in two colors, red and black.
And thus, this episode was also known as Revenge of the Virtual Boy.
The Three Stooges, Dead Dunderheads.
Man, they'll make a lost episode creepypasta out of anything these days. Well, while we're at it, here's my idea for lost episode creepypasta. Punky Brewster, time to shine. Punky Brewster was basically like Annie as an 80s TV sitcom. In this episode, Punky has a nightmare over having her first period. She notices that the walls are covered in slimy and smelly blood that make her feel sick. Punky then experienced being punched in the stomach by an unseen force, while becoming more and more angry the longer she was in the nightmare.
Teletubbies, Seesaw, an uncut possibly snuff version of the Teletubbies show was reported on VHS back in 1995. The tape was labeled Seesaw and featured the Teletubbies running down a hill to a static image of a seesaw.
No, I'm pretty sure that's a slip and slide, but please, do go on.
A bear's face flashed on the screen.
Holy shit, it's Freddy Fazbear, and he's blue for some reason.
The seesaw was seen again, but this time with gore around it.
Dude, get your period water off the slip and slide.
Arthur, Death of Grandma. Arthur is an animated educational television series for children, with its first episode back in 1996.
I'm sorry, 1996? Is that like a porno version of 1999? If so, then...
Goosebumps, lost episode. One removed episode from the highly popular series Goosebumps was called Hide and Seek, which featured 3 girls, Rachel, Amy, and Emily, at a sleepover, who all sat in a circle. Amy had apparently been telling scary horror stories,
some of which were even better than half the creepypastas on this list.
This person looked different. Their face was all blurry and his voice was rather deep. He said to Emily, When Emily crawled back inside the cupboard, crying, the figure talked directly to the camera.
You see, this is what happens when you let the Crypt Keeper cosplay as Whoopi Goldberg.
Little Bear and the Big Red Book.
This last episode was rather an animation made by the author's brother, but nonetheless, it contained something rather unfortunate. The whole episode revolved around this big red book, which Father Bear was reading. Little Bear noticed how sad and angry he looked when his father read it, and when he left the room, Little Bear would start reading from it. A voice that was not spoken by Little Bear or anyone from the show started reading the disturbing poems. For every poem that was read, Little Bear got more and more depressed, and everything in the show slowly started to fade to grayscale, except for the book, which was still red. Suddenly, everything stops and cuts to Mother Bear, tucking Little Bear back into bed. But Little Bear looked extremely shocked and stared straight at the audience with a blank expression. His eyes were extremely bloodshot and his fur was all mangled. As the Mother Bear turned off the lights and left the room, Little Bear slowly started to sing as the room got more dark.
A pair of red eyes appeared above Little Bear.
But what Little Bear didn't realize was that the red eyes were really Darkheart from Care Bears disguised as a Gengar named Bonnie.
Then, it faded to a picture of the author, when he was a child, standing next to a grave with his mother's name on it.
I think your evidence would beg to differ.
Rapparat.
You know, do we really need another furry animal rapper? Wasn't Parappa enough?
Ed, Ed and Eddie, lost episode. As you may know, the popular show Ed, Ed and Eddie has been running for a long time. However, between October 7th, 2003 and October 21st, 2003, Episode 34 was accidentally released 1 week before it was scheduled to. Apparently, the quality of the episode was mediocre when held to the regular standards.
Damn you, outsourced animation!
When the show came back, it showed a hairy Rolf fisting a cow on a loop.
Rolf, the cow fister! Ew.
Johnny then comes up from Naz's couch and crawls out on all fours in a way you would usually see in a cartoon. The odd thing about him was that his eyes appeared to be missing.
Oh, come on, Taddies. We all know you colored in his eyes with Photoshop.
Squidward's suicide.
Boo!
Candle Cove. Around 1971 or 1972, a kid show, simply known as Candle Cove, was broadcasted in a local TV station at around 4 p.m. on Channel 58. The show was about a little girl named Janice, who imagined herself to be friends with pirates, which took place in Candle Cove on a ship called the Laughingstock, with a pirate named Pirate Percy that got too scared very easily.
And let us not forget the awful Edwin impression he set upon the children.
The show introduced a creepy villain who has a nightmarish skeleton marionette called the Skin Taker.
No, that's just what Foxy's gonna look like in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Lost episodes.
So, the #1 lost episode creepypasta is all of the creepypastas? What? Well, I guess we all learned a valuable lesson today. This video lacks hyper-realistic piggies.
On lockdown, all because of what one person thought they heard on a student's phone. Channel 11's Tamika Artist has more on the song that started it all.
Tonight, some folks say they find what happened here at Ambridge High School pretty laughable. And maybe it would have been had the police not gotten involved over one student's rendition of a popular TV theme song.
Must have been a pretty slow day at the station.
How my life got turned upside down.
It was one of the most popular shows on TV with an opening song to match.
It's a popular show. Everybody saw The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, everybody had to have saw it one time in their life.
Police say that wasn't the case for a worker at a Sewickley doctor's office. Her call to an Ambridge High student with a speech impediment to confirm an appointment ended with a call to the police when she misheard the lyrics to the rap song on his outgoing voicemail.
All she heard was shooting people outside the school.
That call to 911 forced the entire district into lockdown for about 30 minutes. Police detained the 19-year-old for 3 hours before searching his locker and determining it was all one massive misunderstanding.
Fuck. So, not only did the police respond, oh my god, okay. Oh god, calm down for a minute. Whew. Alright, so not only did the police respond to this supposed serious 911 call, but they also put the entire district in lockdown. And they searched his locker and detained this kid. Oh my god, and this is over a fucking song. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, man. And also, I feel so bad for this kid and all the crap he had to go through because of this one thing. Oh my god, can you imagine this woman's reaction if his voicemail ringtone thingy was Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC? Oh my god.
He was afraid and embarrassed. Obviously, the staff member at the doctor's office is embarrassed about the whole thing, too.
What do you think about that?
You know, am I the only one who thinks that this guy looks like Brad Local from World's Dumbest?
That's a crazy mistake.
Two former students were shocked such innocent lyrics could cause such a panic, but along with officials say these days you can never be too cautious.
Better safe than sorry.
Yes, because God forbid we need to keep our children safe from the evils of music.
As for the prince's part in all of this,
We're definitely considering him an accomplice to this incident.
police say that teenager has learned his lesson and
The moral of today's story is Elvis lives on in our hearts, in his music, and in a trailer park outside Milwaukee.
even though this turned out to be a false alarm, they say this was a good practice in what to do in case of a real emergency.
Yeah, this is perfect preparation for a real emergency, like if Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden came back to life as cute little penguins and decided to team up, form the Saddam bin Laden alliance, use all the world's children as a fuel source, and then eat them for breakfast. That would be a real emergency.
In Ambridge, Tamika Artist, Channel 11 News.
You know, for a 2-minute video, it sure went by pretty quickly.
So welcome to my spoiler review of Frozen. If you haven't yet seen the film and you want to see the non-spoiler review, the traditional BTT review, you can click here on this annotation to check it out right now.
Oh my god, it's BC Evie's evil twin sister!
As I mentioned in my non-spoiler review, is because I seem to be one of the few people to dislike this film. Now, I don't know if this is an Emperor's New Clothes situation where all these critics just hedged their bets and decided that all fans would like it. And I think you'd have to be a really hardcore Disney fan to like Frozen, super hardcore. And even then, I think you'd be fooling yourself to not admit that it was majorly flawed. But I just wanted to go into a little more depth to kind of defend my position. So not only defend it, but to better explain it, so you can see where I'm coming from. So I'm kind of going to do it by characters because those seem to be the clearest points. The story is, I feel, so simple that it's hard to address it just on its own. So let's start off with Elsa, because she is the Snow Queen. First of all, if you've read Hans Christian Andersen's story, this is absolutely nothing to do with it at all. Elsa, it's on name only, really, and that's it. I think that Elsa is a character that we never really got to meet, ever, so I can't really tell you anything about her.
I'm sorry, but did you see the exact same film I saw? Because, from my perspective, she had an enormous amount of screen time. For example, there were scenes where she was in pain from not being with her sister Anna. There were scenes of her at the ball. There were scenes of her in the musical number. And hell, she even plays a big role in the climax. And you're saying that she doesn't get enough screen time?
I can see why Idina Menzel didn't bother to try and show up to the premiere. I guess her excuse is that she's preparing a play for Broadway, but she's just in this film so little and has so little to do and she seems like she's not even in the right movie. I thought when she cast off her stuff to become more the Snow Queen, she just seemed so modern, and it was just such a quick transformation. I was like, what happened to her dress? She's not Jean Grey. She can't manipulate molecules. And also, for someone who never practiced with her powers, she was quite good. I mean, I don't know where she got this understanding of architecture. There was just a real lack of thinking anything through. Things just happened, which is sloppy storytelling, in my opinion, because, the filmmakers wanted them to. Also, I think that we never really understood her relationship with Anna. We never really saw it. We were just supposed to, the film basically said, they're sisters, they love each other, get on board. Instead of actually showing us some elements of that. I never understood why her secret had to be kept from her sister. I thought that was really like a silly obstacle that was put in the way.
Except for the scene where she accidentally injured her younger sister Anna, but other than that, it was totally pointless.
People make fun of Hollywood for that all the time, about just putting something in there that normal people would be like, this is stupid. I also felt that it made no sense that we didn't get, they missed a crucial opportunity, I felt, when their parents died, to show Elsa really losing it for the first time with her powers. I think they alluded to it by showing her on the other side of the door, but I was like, why would you show me Anna's side of the door, which is not very interesting, when apparently there's like some crazy ice storm going on the other side of the door, which I would really like to see. I mean, she has a visual power. This is a visual medium. Let's get to it. So you have a character that's not, and also I think Elsa's really hurt by being neither villain nor hero. She really is just a plot device and something for Anna to have to deal with. And it's just a shame. I think she's a non-character. She's a non-entity.
Yeah, you're not very good with literary terms, are you? I mean, if Elsa is neither a hero or a villain, she would be considered as an anti-hero. A plot device, on the other hand, could be anything which moves the plot forward or maintains it, much like the Junior Woodchuck's guidebook in the DuckTales cartoon.
And I thought her song "Let It Go" was okay. But, it had that cute little catchphrase, which actually seemed kind of silly when you think of it in the context of what was going on, when she said, the cold never bothered me anyway. I was like, really? That's what you're going to focus on?
Irony? Well, can't have that.
Also, at the end of the movie, she's supposed to be this very powerful being, and she just makes everyone be able to ice skate. I thought that was very bizarre. Now on to Anna, who I guess is, for all intents and purposes, our heroine. I really didn't like this character. She just also, by the way, seemed so much like Rapunzel in Tangled. They were like separated at birth. That's her real sister. Also, the character was just very, very, very dumb, I felt. I'm sorry, I can't think of a better word, I'm trying to be nice about it, but she was dumb.
Oh, you want to see characters that are dumb? You want to see characters that have little to no likable qualities to them whatsoever? Then this, my friend, is the film I'd recommend.
I thought that it was, you can blame her parents, because I don't know why her parents didn't hire a tutor for her. I don't know why they just were like, you know what, one kid has these crazy powers, which, by the way, we're not even going to explain where they came from. We're just going to do a quick little, throwaway line to these trolls, which we're also not going to explain. But let's just lock these kids up in this castle, when we really don't seem to have much of an empire anyway. But we're just going to lock them in here like prisoners with nothing to do. We're not even going to play with them ourselves. So I thought that was silly. And then I thought that this leap that she made to like, oh, I hope I fall in love tonight, just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, not interested. Skip!
So that was very odd. Then let's go over to the guy she ends up with so obviously, Kristoff. I thought that Jonathan Groff did the best job here with his voice work, by the way. I thought he did a nice job. He has a very easygoing, nice quality to his voice. But first of all, Kristoff's insane. I think Anna has some bad choices. She should just keep looking. Because obviously Hans turned out to be evil, but I think that Kristoff, first of all, I didn't really get that he was an orphan, by the way. I was like, these trolls stole this kid, because he was, at the beginning of the film, he's getting ice with these other guys, and I assumed that one of them was his father, and I assumed they knew he was around, so I can't believe that nobody in the village was like, hey, has anyone seen Kristoff and that little reindeer he hangs out with all the time? I don't know why they were able to just be taken by trolls. And it hasn't done Kristoff any favors, because he's crazy. I can't believe he only has trolls for friends, who, by the way, are very pushy, and not at all developed as characters. They were like Smurfs, but like the Sony Smurfs on the movies, not the cute, better developed television version or comic book. And then also, talking to his reindeer was a really weird choice for him. I mean, it's nice that he would like his reindeer, Sven, but to make him be his only friend and then he actually talked for him, I was like, legitimately, you need to seek some help. And I don't think anybody would be like, that's my dream guy, or that's even my realistic dream guy. That's a problem.
But wait, didn't you say just a moment ago that he only had trolls for friends, and now you're saying that his only friend is a reindeer? Okay.
Also, a lot of you have commented, I've seen in below and for other trailers and stuff, that you don't like it when they make horses act like dogs. Well, you're not going to like this, because Sven acts exactly like a dog, which I thought was very distracting. So that was a problem. Then there's Hans. Luckily for these two princesses, Hans is like the dumbest villain that ever lived. Who says, I'm going to leave you to die, go tell all your advisors you're dead, but I'm not going to make sure you're dead. I'm actually just going to lock you in a room in the very same palace that we're in, where someone could totally hear you from the hallway. I mean, what if the cleaning staff had come around or something? I mean, he doesn't know who could have come in.
Yes, because that segment you just described there was totally meant to be taken seriously.
Alright, so that was annoying. Then there's Olaf, who I felt, actually, you know what I have to say? Because the rest of the movie was such a mess, he actually came off pretty good, because you were like, wow, at least he's picking up the pace, but he comes in so late in the movie, you're just like, this is a weird tonal shift, and I think his song was okay the best, and I did like Kristoff being like, someone's got to tell him, and I was with Kristoff on that. I was like, you got to tell someone that what they wish is going to kill them. So I thought that was good. But, he did also eventually get just annoying, because he had no real purpose. His character didn't serve a purpose.
You know what? I totally agree with you. This character was completely pointless. Except for the fact that he helps Anna find Elsa and Hans through the blizzard, and not to mention that if he didn't do that, then Elsa would have been killed by Hans.
So that's my spoiler review of Frozen. I hope you get a better understanding of why I disliked the film. Now that you've heard my reasons, what do you think? Has it changed your opinion at all? Or do you feel that I'm, again, missing something? Write your thoughts down below. Thanks for checking this out, and you can check out some more episodes right now.
What's good, everybody? It is the Super Triple JT here, and shout out to my nigga LegitTuber1414 for telling me that I did not know they showed fucking footage in Comic-Con of the new Ben 10 reboot.
Wow. I mean, wow. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what scripts and bullet points were invented for. Like, if I'm being honest, these have got to be some of the most unorganized thoughts I've seen in a video like this. And I wouldn't have such a problem with it if it was just a one-off thing. But no! This is something that happens all throughout the video. Oh, but it gets better. You see, there's also a TV that blares in the background the entire time. Yay! yay! Yeah, because, that's not gonna get distracting real quick. I mean, you really couldn't have recorded this in a quieter room, or at the very least, wait until somebody wasn't watching TV to record this?
First of all, nigga, what the fuck is it? The fucking little... Okay, first of all, let's talk about the animation a little bit. Am I the only one that's tripping and see that this shit looks like Clarence? No, nigga, you need to stop. I'm sorry, but it looked like Clarence, and that show is barely any good animation as it is.
And the reboot's animation resembles Clarence's animation. How? I mean, you don't really go into detail about their similarities, nor do you show screenshots from both shows, so it's hard to understand where exactly you're coming from. Now, while you do link some screenshots from the Ben 10 reboot in the description, here's my question. If you can link screenshots from that show in the description, why can't you include a link to screenshots from Clarence as well? Especially since there may be people out there who might not have seen or even heard of Clarence for that matter, and thus might have a difficult time understanding where you're coming from. I mean, even if you didn't want to show the screenshots in the video itself and instead wanted to back up your point by linking them in the description, then it seems rather odd to include a link to screenshots from only one show.
The screenshots of the show, also, I'm not gonna show it because I'm scared I'm gonna get a copyright strike. But I'll put the link in the description below. But oh my god. I already knew some of the characters were there, but I saw what was that clown nigga's name? If you guys, you know what I'm talking about. Someone tell me the name in the description below, but the clown guy, the one that, did that laughing guy that's totally a rip-off from Joker. How they had the laughing and they're laughing like everyone in the freaking bag of a truck thing. It was a scary ass villain, yeah. What was that nigga's name? Tell me in the comments below what was his name, or I just search it up there, but tell me.
Okay, first of all, the name of the clown you're referring to is Zombozo, which you, the presenter, would have known had you done at least a couple seconds of research. Second, while the Joker and Zombozo do share some similarities with one another, the whole laughing gas thing isn't one of them. For example, one of the Joker's most infamous weapons is called Joker Venom, which not only makes its victims laugh, but in higher doses can bring on paralysis, a coma, or even death. In the 9th episode of Season 1 in the original Ben 10 series entitled Last Laugh, which is the episode I assume you're talking about when you mention the laughing gas, Zombozo makes his victims laugh, but not through the use of something like Joker Venom. Instead, he induces laughter by doing things such as making his entrance in a clown car and fighting that same car as if it were a bull. Not only that, but he also uses a device called the Cyclone, which drains the victims of their happiness while they're laughing. So, in other words, while they both make their victims laugh first, the way they make them laugh and how they harm their victims while they're laughing are completely different.
Oh my god. It's just terrible. I can't believe someone actually fucking made this show. Bruh. I am done. I am done with this shit. This is just fucking bad. Cartoon Network, you were failing, dude. At least oh my god. I used to talk shit about Nickelodeon, but at least they're trying to fix something now, but he's remaking the Hey Arnold movie with the original people.
If you're talking about them remaking Hey Arnold the movie, then I'm sorry to say that I don't think that's the case, because when I looked up Hey Arnold the movie remake on Google, most, if not all of the information I could find was related to the Jungle Movie. Speaking of the Jungle Movie, even if you were talking about that film, saying that they're remaking it is kind of inaccurate. Why? Well, you see, the film has been in production since 1998, and as of now, has never been released or even finished for that matter. So, if they were remaking it, then that would imply that the film at some point got released and finished, and they were just making the film again. So, if the film never got finished and released, how could they possibly do a remake of it?
Now, after this show, when the show airs, I'm gonna say Cartoon Network is the worst channel in the world now. I used to say Nickelodeon was, but they're trying to fix some Rocko's Modern Life is coming back. Hey Arnold's gonna come back. A couple movies, original movies. Rob Axe is probably coming back. So yeah, they're trying to fix it up, and they're not fucking it up. Just why?
Okay, so let me get this straight. When Cartoon Network tries to do something with their older shows, they're apparently the worst channel in the world. But when Nickelodeon does the same thing, it's suddenly not as bad? I'm sorry, what? I mean, why does Nickelodeon get a pass here? Because they're using these shows to fix their channel? Okay, but how are these shows going to do that exactly? Are they going to give the characters more depth? Are they going to tackle more mature storylines? Are they going to remain faithful to the originals? I mean, you've brought up this whole fixing them up thing at least twice now, yet you never go into detail as to how exactly these shows are going to fix up the channel. Not only that, but how do we know that they're even going to be any good? I mean, for all we know, they could be like Cartoon Network's reboots of shows like Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans, which are mediocre at best.
Yes, I am doing a commentary on a guy who's doing a review on the CGI version of Thomas the Tank Engine. Please understand, though, that I broke up with my dignity when I first became a commentator.
What did you just say? You spoke too quickly that I couldn't understand you. Slow down. Pace yourself.
Sure, Lenny does tend to talk a bit fast, but the thing is, I can at least understand what he's saying. I mean, unless Lenny was talking so fast to the point where all you could hear was then I can understand the reason for bringing it up. But unfortunately, that is not the case here.
Episodes were just bad due to stupid rhyming, awful alliteration, and kiddie stories.
A show aimed for children having kid-like stories? Well, that's just totally illogical. That's like saying the My Little Pony franchise is aimed towards little girls.
Dude, I know that this is a kid's show, but honestly, this show has had a lot of darker stories before this one. Why didn't you just go look it up?
Despite the fact that this is not exclusive to Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, you do realize that there are a ton of kid shows that do the exact same thing. For example, there's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Animaniacs, the list goes on. And plus, how is Lenny supposed to go back and watch every single episode of Thomas the Tank Engine and find these dark stories? A bit of overkill much?
It's surprising that you get decent video footage, and yet the audio sounds like it's coming from an old radio.
My god, you two! You're complaining about my mic quality? Sure, I may not have the best mic quality in the world, but you can at least understand what I'm saying. If I get a new microphone for my birthday, can you please just calm down?
Yeah, sure, you may not have the best mic quality, but I think you should be more than capable of turning down the volume, especially since you have video editing software. I mean, heck, even Windows Movie Maker, the most basic movie editing software available, has this feature, so there should be no excuse why this couldn't have been done.
It'll be done whenever it'll be done. Crap.
Someone's definitely been taking inspiration from the Nostalgia Critic.
How does comparing Thomas wanting to speed up with the whistle fix, comparing it to Luke Skywalker wanting to speed up the hand fix, make me an inspiration from the Nostalgia Critic? Care to explain?
I think when he says that you're taking inspiration from the Nostalgia Critic, he means that your joke is similar to a joke seen in a Nostalgia Critic video. And also, why are you getting so offensive over this statement? I mean, it's not like he said you were a ripoff of the Nostalgia Critic. He was just using him as an example.
Get used to rhyming. Almost every scene in this episode has it.
How dare they try to tell a story through rhyming? That idea is completely and utterly stupid. I understand that the original show didn't have rhyming, but this show has had writers come and go. Different writers have different styles, and some may work and some may flop.
Because telling a story through rhyming does not work for Thomas and Friends. It works for Dr. Seuss because Dr. Seuss is a poet. His stories are meant to be rhyming. This is not. This is just supposed to be taken as a plain and simple story. That's how it was done in the past, so why did they start doing it through rhyming here? And it's fine to try something different, but this is the wrong kind of different.
You know, it's funny how you explain why Dr. Seuss's rhyming worked, yet you barely go into any detail as to why rhyming in Thomas the Tank Engine doesn't work. And also, just because you say it doesn't work, doesn't make it a justified argument.
So, by hit entertainment's logic, just leaving whilst people are just working on some part of you is okay, regardless if you accidentally kill someone or not. It's not a good moral.
You completely and utterly missed the point of this entire scene, haven't you? Don't worry, Uncle L is going to explain. Because of Thomas wanting to get there in a rush, he completely abandons the workers whilst they're still working on his whistle, which results in it being broken. The moral isn't that we should just leave when someone's working, but rather that we should be patient with others.
Actually, you're the one missing the point. It's fine if they wanted to portray a message about patience. It's just how they portray it. They portray it as just leaving an operation while almost getting others killed. I know this is a cartoon, but this would give kids the wrong idea to just leave while something is on top of them. It just says that Thomas just left to get a special during an operation, so you should too. Does that sound right? No.
You do realize they portray it as a bad thing that he left, right? As in, you shouldn't act like this? Good sir, do you know how lessons work?
Cole's animals. We're ducks. We're a duck race. Hold on a second. Hold on. A duck race? What exactly is a duck race? Did you just make that up?
Well, with a wee little bit of research. Yeah, I know, I have way too much time on my hands.
Wait, there is a such thing as a duck race? Why the heck have I not heard about it?
Be slow. Very poor choice of words. Amen, Joker. Wonky whistles.
He said it! He said it! So using 2 media clips in the span of 10 seconds to break the flow of your video. Hey, have you considered being a commentator?
If you didn't complain when the fiery Joker did it, you shouldn't be complaining about it now.
So, because Lenny didn't say anything similar to this about one person, that automatically means he shouldn't address the problem despite the fact that it's dead obvious? Also, when did Lenny say anything about Fiery Joker being allowed to do it, but not you? In fact, when did he mention Fiery Joker in this video to begin with? And as far as I know, Lenny didn't make a video on Josh Scorcher, and even in the unlikely chance that he deleted his video on Fiery Joker, it still wouldn't be relevant to bring up because if he deleted it, it would imply that he had problems with it.
Stupid. Why is Thomas being portrayed as the complete idiot?
You know there's such a thing as overreacting. With someone like the Nostalgia Critic, there is a reason why he acts that way, because that's his character. Here, it just seems that you're getting angry over a children's show. And I understand the argument will be that this is his childhood icon and you don't want to see him getting tarnished. Going back to the Nostalgia Critic, don't worry, this will be the last time. When he talked about Avatar The Last Airbender, the movie completely and utterly sucked, but it didn't destroy the representation of the cartoon show. Because no matter how bad the new or remakes or basically movies of something that you like be, it doesn't destroy what you liked about the original show.
Okay. Now you and I see 2 completely different things.
Well, yes, but the situation is no exception because there always tend to be 2 extremes to any sort of fandom. For example, there's a side that simply enjoys the stories and characters for what they are as entertainment value. They generally don't get offended if there's a bad interpretation of a character because they can continue on with the other stories and not have the bad ones be an issue. On the other hand, we have the ultra-canon followers, where anything that happens to the character or characters in the narrative is permanently ingrained into them, both bad and good. The bad stuff, of course, stands out to them because it ruins what they once perceived to be a great character, and because all this continuity is considered legit and the character defining to them, they have difficulty in ignoring any bad incarnations or stories.
Hold on a second, hold on, stop. Did that gate just open by itself?
No, I'm pretty sure that they opened it themselves. Don't question the logic of the super sexy sheep.
Dude, you really need to take a closer look. You see? It just looks like the gate is opened by itself. You need to look closer.
Oh, really? Because, from my perspective, even when you zoom in and slow down the footage, it still looks like one, if not all of the sheep are using their heads or some kind of other physical force to open the gate. So, I fail to see your point here.
What I just saw, it's disgraceful, said Gordon. Disgusting, put in James. Despicable, finished Henry.
Mermaids, said the Welsh guy.
Unfunny, said the Lightning Ripper.
How? Said the little Azu.
I don't know what to say anymore. I've wasted enough time.
Well then, that just made my commentary completely and utterly pointless, putting me on the list of the most pointless commentators in the world. The logic is restored. Huzzah! My final thoughts being that if this is how he reacts to a simple episode, then I hate to see how he reacts to a special. But that being said, it's entertainment, and I made shippers cry by having an opinion.
And I'm pretty much ending the video here, because for Lightning's final thoughts, I basically have nothing much to say, so I might as well skip over it. And to be honest, though Lightning was being arrogant towards Lenny, I didn't think this video was entirely pointless, because he has every right to defend himself. However, just because you defend yourself doesn't mean that you'll always be right. And just because you are a friend of the Hyrule Bard doesn't mean that you're also exempt from criticism. Bottom line, if you make a mistake, then you're gonna be called out on it.
Look at you. The television screen. TV. I was actually so proud of you. But now I'm here to talk about how TV has changed. It's changed. It's not the same anymore. It just got worse and worse and worse as the time went on. It's worse now. It was invented in the 1920s, they say. It sucks now. Do you know why I say it sucks? Because the shows that they have now are crappy and they don't last long. They get canceled because they have all these other services that you can use. They have YouTube now.
Even though it was originally conceived in the year 2005. But please, do continue.
Hulu, Netflix, they have all these other things that you can use. You don't need TV anymore. I was talking to a friend of mine, Michael Frost Darko. Shout out to him. He inspired me to make this video. TV is just garbage now. And now I hear that they're making a spinoff to Boy Meets World. The show is called Girl Meets World. Really? Girl Meets World? That shit ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work.
You know, I love how you're bitching and moaning about a TV show that hasn't even been fucking aired yet. I mean, jeez, talk about being pessimistic. And just a little side note here, this argument is going to bite him right in the ass later in this video.
How you figure that's gonna work in 2014? In order for you to get ratings, you have to actually stay home. No one stays home anymore. So how do you figure it's going to work? Even in the mid-90s, things were changing. People didn't watch TV no more because they had video games. The video games were getting more and more sophisticated by the mid to late 90s. They had PlayStation, Nintendo 64, all that stuff. Dreamcast. Nobody was watching TV anymore. The Twilight Zone did a reboot in 2002 and it failed. Why? Because no one stays home anymore.
Yeah, screw judging a TV show by its overall content. Instead, let's judge it by how many people watch it.
Even in the early 2000s, things were changing. Nobody watches TV anymore. Don't you understand that? They have the internet now. They don't need TV anymore. We have YouTube, Hulu, Netflix.
Yeah, improv isn't really your forte, is it?
And then, to make things even worse, you're gonna take a classic show like Boy Meets World, make a spin-off of it, and you're gonna put it on the Disney Channel? You're making it worse, not better. Kids don't stay home to watch TV anymore. They have the internet. I'm on the internet right now. I'm not watching TV. No one watches TV anymore. Why would you wait 14 years to bring Boy Meets World back? You're gonna wait 14 years. That's stupid as hell. Nobody gonna watch that. Except the little teeny boppers, the little kids. So I don't know where you think you're gonna get your money from. All these stupid shows they got today.
Yeah, no one would like the show, except for the teeny boppers who will probably watch the show and buy the merchandise based around it, thus making the company money anyway.
What happened to Spider-Man, Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, Goosebumps, Sonic the Hedgehog, Scooby-Doo, the Twilight Zone, the Outer Limits?
Yeah, remember that argument I mentioned was gonna bite him in the ass earlier in this video? Well, here it is.
That shit ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work.
So, let me get this straight. You don't want a spin-off show of Boy Meets World, a show that you claimed was classic, but you want reboots and spin-offs of Spider-Man, Boobs Bumps, and other TV shows? And also, you could literally say that about any reboot or spin-off. Even if it was a Spider-Man or Boobs Bumps spin-off or reboot, it could turn out to be horrendous if it's not well executed.
TV sucks now. Even in the late 90s, it was getting worse. Because more and more kids were turning their TVs off and turning the video games on. So if it couldn't survive, if the Twilight Zone couldn't survive in the early 2000s, why would you think that Boy Meets World can survive in 2014? It ain't gonna happen. They had a magic show on TV called Breaking the Magician's Code. And the guy was explaining that the reason why he had to wear a mask is because he had to make TV interesting again in the 90s, because nobody was watching TV anymore. And this was in the 90s, 97, 98. He said they were all playing video games. So if it was bad in the 90s, then I'm pretty sure it's worse now. It's not gonna work. Stop inventing new TV shows. There's no point to it.
Yeah, because recycling the same old shows over and over and over again would be a much better idea.
Nobody watches TV anymore. So why do you keep making new TV shows? Why? Kids don't watch TV anymore. They just play video games or go on the internet. They don't even go outside and play anymore. They just sit on their fat asses and eat.
Oh my god, was this a long video. I know it's only 8.5 minutes long, but the monotony and padding makes it feel like an hour or so. And another problem that really hurts this video is the fact that this guy is no TOG professor when it comes to off-the-cuff stuff like this. Look, I don't have a problem with unscripted rants if they're done right, but here, it's the epitome of how not to do an improvised rant, with numerous long pauses and repetition of points, like how the Boy Meets World spin-off won't work, even though the show isn't going to be released until next year, and how TV is getting worse, and how apparently no one watches it anymore. Well, if that's the case, then what was the point of making this rant in the first place? I mean, it's like doing a rant on the Laserdisc or steam-powered cars.
What the fuck, Konami? What the fuck, dude? Wow, this list is complete ass. Like, I'm not even gonna go over it if you guys want the fucking list.
Oh my god! So, tell me, are you using the first microphone ever fucking invented? Because I can barely understand what you have to say. And keep this in mind, folks, this is only the first 10 seconds of the video. I mean, isn't this just a fantastic way to start off?
Go to the site and just look at it, because I've, tried to do the video, 3 times already, and I keep forgetting shit that's banned, and it's too much work, because my, laptop's not near me, so, yeah.
Because, you know, it's not like mobile devices are capable of going on the internet or anything.
So, what the fuck, guys? This list is shit. They basically hurt a shitload of decks. Off the top of my head, they basically killed dragons. They hurt spellbooks. They hurt Mermail. They hurt GKs. They hurt anything that played back row. They basically killed heroes. Although I think fucking Angel 4 is gonna come in and do something with heroes again. They killed, like, basically 3-axis Fire Fist. And yeah, like, this list is complete ass. They banned Reborn and Heavy. Come on, they banned Heavy, really? And then they put, like, every staple trap at 1. The only traps that are either at 2 or 3 right now that people play are Mirror Force, Deep Prison, and Phoenix Chain.
Well, according to the official YuGiOh website, it doesn't really specify what the traits are for those specific cards, so I have no idea where you're getting your information from. And also, didn't Konami always have a ban list? And if that's the case, then why is it such a big deal now?
Everything else is at 1. Bottomless is at 1. Compulsive is at 1. Everything's at fucking 1. So this list is like complete ass. I'm not gonna be playing a lot.
Because they set everything to 1?
Macrocosmos at 1. D-Fly at 1. Thank you, fat fuck. I'm talking about Patrick Hogan. Apparently they fucking listen to your list. Soldiering at 1, like, what the fuck? Soldiering doesn't even make sense. My bad, guys. Maybe you're trying to push the new Legion art type. Really legit. Yeah. Like, they hurt a bunch of decks.
You know, I'm glad you decided not to be more specific about this. Otherwise, it would have made your point a lot stronger. But apparently, that's not what you're going for.
And they did shit that didn't need to be done. Like, put basically every staple trap at 1. So yeah, that's my quick fucking rant video. I'm not doing this for views or anything. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this list. This list is complete ass. I'm not going to be playing a lot. Currently I'm testing Mermel. They're still working really good. The only thing I liked about the list is that they hurt, or is that they basically, yeah, they hurt every card that hurts Mermel.
So, let me get this straight. You have no problem with Konami putting certain types of cards that are apparently strong against mermaids on the ban list. But when Konami tries to put any other type of card on the same list that might be strong against other card types, you find that to be unfair? Well, thank God that wasn't a hypocritical statement.
Like, even with Dragoons at 1, the deck really works because of Undying. Like, first turn Dragoons, or first turn Undying into a Dragoons is still really good. The only thing that it stopped was the OTK, the Diva Megalo OTK. It's not going to be as frequent anymore. That's the real only thing that got stopped by this list, and Diva at 1. That's why, again, it's not going to be as frequent. So, yeah, that's like the only thing that they really stopped, and this, I mean, Dragoons, they hurt a lot, but it's still okay. Like, I'd prefer this at 1, I guess. Now that I really think about it, I prefer Dragoons at 1 than fucking Sphere and Teus. Because the deck was still really good with 1 Sphere, but you definitely need 3 Sphere. Like, it opened so many OTKs, aside from the Diva Megalo OTK, and then, yeah, like, that's it, guys. I'm gonna go to fucking bed, because I have school tomorrow, so, yeah, deuces.
Video about Cole Sprouse. I guess this is a little rant, but
Oh hey, Carrot Top, I didn't know you were in this video.
I am angry and have been angry a few days because of Cole Sprouse and his terribleness. I don't understand what he's doing with his life, but he's bothering me quite a bit. So I'm going to break down what he did and what he did to anger me and many other people quite a bit.
Yes, you can totally tell how angry I am from the huge smile on my face.
And this Cole Sprouse is a actor who has a twin named Dylan Sprouse.
Okay, I'll give him credit for at least trying to give some backstory about his rant topic, but keep this in mind. His explanation goes on for about a minute and 15 seconds, and for most of the time, he goes on and on talking about the sweet life of Zack and Cody. And I wouldn't have a problem with this if he was making a rant on that particular show, but seeing as how that is not at all the case, I might as well skip over this.
We were all happy, and we were all very happy to have Cole Sprouse on Tumblr, and then he did something that angered everyone, and this is kind of terrible, and it's really a douchebaggy move. So, he deleted his Tumblr, and he was like, hey, I'm deleting my Tumblr, but
yeah, because as we all know, deleting your Tumblr account is the most awful thing you can do as a human being.
This was an experiment. I wanted to see how you'd react to this. Anthropological jazz.
How much do you want to bet that this guy has no idea what the word anthropological means?
Now, that's terrible. He was pretending to be someone he's not, so that he could do an experiment without telling us that this is an experiment. In fact, it's not only terrible, but I did read a Tumblr post, which I don't know the validity of, I probably should have looked it up, where someone was like, you know what, in anthropology we learn about this moral code where we're supposed to, like, tell people if we're experimenting with them. We're not supposed to, like, do cultural experiments, right? Without their knowledge. And Cole Sprouse does this without her knowledge. I mean, he's not running a paper or anything, but he still did an experiment on a fundamental level, and he wanted to see how it would react to it. And, I mean, our reaction wasn't very surprising.
Yes, as your ranting and raving throughout this video has clearly shown that you are not too surprised by this whole experiment.
We were furious. We were like, oh my god, this guy's a douchebag. He's not one of us. He's just a terrible person who's acting like a dick and gained our trust and made us be friends with him and made us think that we legitimately know him and made us relate to him on a fundamental level like he was a friend of ours, and then said, no, it's all fake. I'm just pretending to be someone like Envy from Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, he didn't say he was like being like Envy from Fullmetal Alchemist, but do you see the irony there? So, I'm not gonna edit the picture, and I can put pictures in the description. That's too much work. But, yeah. This is what has happened. And, so, Tumblr responded to this, understandably, like I said, with hatred and disgust and stuff, and if you go on any of the Dylan and Cole Sprouse wiki pages on any website, even Cole's, like, name, the name Cole, it's locked because people have edited wiki and I've seen screenshots on Tumblr.
You know, did you ever notice that the color of this guy's shirt is the exact same color as his wall?
So you guys should follow me.
Huh. You know, I'm starting to forget what the whole point of this video was.
People editing are replacing his name with peasant because, you know, he's kind of a peasant and he's kind of a dick. And, yeah, and then people are like, stop whining. He was just doing experiments. You're just proving him right. Like, shut up.
Wow, that has got to be the best rebuttal I have ever heard. I mean, screw coming up with actual counter-arguments. No. This guy clearly shows that the only two words you need are the words shut and up. And tell me, wise sir, how long did it take you to come up with that ingenious argument?
No. He made us think he was like us. He made us relate to him and think that he was a normal person like us, despite the fact that he was famous and we all knew of him as a famous person. He made us think he was one of us, and then he just lied about it. He was just like, hey, I'm a liar. I mean, it was kind of obvious. He did say he's not one of us, and he did say that his Tumblr URL was culture concept, so it was kind of obvious. But I mean, who would jump to that conclusion that this man wasn't an actual person trying to be friends with us, but rather a person trying to play a trick on us? What is wrong with you, Cole Sprouse? I do not like you, and if I were to see you walking down the street in real life, I'd probably look at you and I'd be all like, I don't like you, and then walk away, cause you're a dick and you suck. And he did and this video's long, so bye.
A lot of videos ago, I did a rant on that guy with the glasses, okay?
Now, I'm just gonna pause the video here and ask, who can take a guy who looks like Ozzy Osbourne dressed up as one of those minor guys from Mega Man seriously? Well, I assume no one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my usual Alka avatar change, so that way I can keep a straight face throughout the rest of this commentary.
Mainly I mentioned, all the people and that guy with the glasses, and that their reviews sucked, mainly. And the only people that I liked was Angry Joe, and Cinema Snob, and Linkara. Also, I forgot to mention Erod. Okay, I like him as well. But yeah, this is Derek Yasha, and today I'm going to make a rant part 2. That guy with the glasses, okay? Mentally, what this video was going to mention, what this video is going to mention is pretty much the website itself, and, Doug Walker and Rob Walker wanting a lot of money just to meet them. Also, Linkara, a dumbass.
But didn't you claim that you liked his content anyway?
And mainly I think that's it. Alright, so first things first. Alright. The problems with the website, that guy with the glasses. The website can give you a lot of viruses, okay? Seriously, like if you don't have an Apple computer, if you probably have like a Dell or HP or anything like that, of course you're going to get viruses on your PC or your laptop. Okay, I'm just saying though. You are going to get viruses, no matter what it is, okay? But you won't get a virus on an Apple computer or Apple laptop. So yeah, the only way that you can go on that guy with the glasses is if you have an Apple computer or Apple laptop.
Yeah, I recently went to ThatAzuWithTheMangasDotCom, and while on my computer it's an extremely laggy site like Blip, I haven't gotten any viruses from it, so unless you can provide some contradicting evidence, your claim is highly questionable.
Okay, but that website, you got full of ads and this and that. Of course you're going to get viruses on your regular computer. But the only way that you could watch them is on YouTube anyways. So what's the use of even going on that guy with the glasses?
Well, yes, you could say that, but keep this in mind. There are other reviewers on that site whose newer content isn't regularly uploaded onto YouTube. For example, there's Ta in the Shadows, Nostalgia Chick, Diamanda Hagen, the list goes on.
Plus, probably now, they probably want a $40 fee, okay, or $40 just to sign up. That's what I fucking heard. Probably even more than that, okay? Seriously, like, why the fuck would I give $40 or $50 just to join their website? No, I'll pass, okay? Seriously, I'll pass. What, just to comment on their videos? Seriously?
Oh, you think that's bad? You should see what Google did to the comment section on YouTube.
And it's really hard to get on that guy with glasses, as you have to review the same way like they review, and have the same kind of type or tone in your voice, okay? Seriously, just to get on that guy with glasses.
Yeah, not interested. Skip!
Alright, another thing. What I heard is they want a lot of money, okay? Seriously. I mean, for you to sit down and eat with them, they want $50-something thousand or whatever the fuck it was, I forgot, okay? Not only that, they want a lot of money from you. And also, I remember that they were starting a Kickstarter for $75,000 or something like that. I don't exactly remember. I'm sorry, okay, because I can't keep up with that. And of course, Path of Oblivion is going to point out something that I can't remember jack shit, but I can remember stuff from Bram Stoker's Dracula or Mar. Whatever, who cares? Seriously, who cares? But all I'm saying is, how the fuck do you want me to keep up with all of that? All I know is they're fucking egg beggars now, and of course that the fact that they're fucking rotten, okay?
Hey, Derek, you want to know what other big names do that? Wikipedia and PBS, and that's because they were always run on money from other people. Not only that, but you claim that the advertisements from this website cause nothing but viruses, which would prompt a lot of people to use AdBlock, not see the ad, and thus that guy with the glasses wouldn't make a lot of money from the ads. So if that happened, then they would have to rely on the next best thing, which is in fact people's donations.
Let alone if you go to a convention, a horror convention, you have $1,000 with you, right?
And I assume all of you do.
But you spend $500, getting autographs, getting props from the movie, whatever, or whatever it is, a picture with whoever, okay? But these guys are not even famous. They're only famous on the internet.
But wouldn't that technically still make them famous?
And they want a lot of fucking money from you, okay? So what? They want $35,000 just to sit with them and eat? okay? And they want this much so you could talk with them for 30 minutes. No, that's trashy. That's stupid, okay? I'm just saying, though, that's trashy. That is stupid, okay? I'm just saying, though, it's so fucking dumb and stupid. Like, you gotta actually fucking think, alright? Movie stars are not even that low, okay? They just come to conventions, they sign an autograph, they take a picture with you, and of course they talk with you. And, you know, they talk with you for free, okay? But the rest you have to pay for. But it should not be the other way around, okay? Like, fucking Doug Walker and Rob Walker fucking doing. Seriously. See, that's what I don't like, okay? They're so fucking fake, but yet they do shitty reviews and this and that, whatever, okay? I can make better fucking reviews and better content what they could fucking make.
Look, I don't mind if you don't like Doug Walker's reviews, but at least when he's the nostalgia critic, he uses a script to plan out what he's going to say beforehand, so that way he doesn't look like a guy who constantly stutters, repeats himself, and lacks any solid evidence to back up his claims.
Okay, than what they could fucking make. Alright? Look, I'm trying to bust my ass here to make good-ass reviews and good-ass videos, but what are they doing? They're just doing it for money. Okay? Seriously, that's what I'm going to point out right now. They are doing it for money. They have got to have money. Yeah, because really, you need money to make a website. No, you could have a secondary job, okay? You could have a real job instead of that guy with the glasses, okay? And you see what I mean? It's filled with a bunch of morons, okay? Seriously. The only people that I liked was Angry Joe and Cinema Snob and Linkara. I mean, I have to get on Linkara's ass right now. Alright, I lost a little bit of respect for the guy after seeing that fucking video, the ad revenue shit. Alright? Mainly, he's blabbering in the video. Blah.
Unlike me.
Okay? Seriously, like, my god, man. These people are so dumb. And they gotta have fucking issues, too. Also, the Spoonie one thing, because he's included, yes, he is included with that guy with the glasses, okay? Yes, I know, the guy is fucking psycho. He's loony. He made a fucking rape joke or whatever. Something about a girl. But yet, those fucking dumbasses took it way too seriously, and he's banned from that guy with the glasses. Then, why the fuck did you bring him to that guy with the glasses in the fucking first place?
Okay, I'm gonna be really honest here. Just because it's a joke doesn't excuse the fact that it may be offensive to a single person or, hell, maybe a group of people. And even though I can tolerate these type of jokes okay, I'm at least willing to accept the fact that there are others who aren't as tolerant of these jokes as I am. And plus, there are women who work for that site who might not have felt comfortable with Spoonie when he did that.
Okay, seriously, Doug Walker. That does not make no fucking sense whatsoever. Seriously, I just don't fucking understand you people. Okay? Seriously, I mean, my fucking pinky and all of my fingers have more intelligence than you fucks at that guy with the glasses. Okay, see, you're getting me pissed off where I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about here.
Haven't you been doing that throughout the entire video anyway?
Okay, but I'm serious though. Like, my god, man, I'm not gonna even lie, like, Angry Joe's reviews are getting a little bit stale. Okay, Linkara's reviews. Yes, even though that I lost respect for the guy, his reviews are okay, they're decent. Okay, what do you want from me? Alright, and Cinema Snob is still going on well, okay? Seriously. And of course, Erod is still going on well. But as for everyone else, they fucking suck. Doug Walker sucks. Okay? Whoever is the girl that's whatever, nostalgia chick. I don't give a shit about her. Okay, the only time I'll give a shit about her is when she puts her hair down and she's sexy as hell. That's it. Because other than that, she's a washed up reviewer. Okay? Look, I can name a bunch of people that's better than that guy with the glasses people, alright? So, Matt is fucking better. Rambo Rat for Life, okay? Mike, OCP Communications is a lot better, alright? Helsing 920, Emer or Emmer, however the fuck you say it, he's a lot better, alright?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you starting to notice a pattern with these reviewers? Well, if you haven't figured it out, allow me to explain. You see, he never gives us reasons as to why these reviewers are better than everyone on ThatGuyWithGlasses.com. And if you're not going to give us reasons, then why should we watch these people? Or if you don't want to explain, then why not put links to their channels in the description? I mean, it's not like it goes against any of YouTube's guidelines, so this should be really easy to do.
Okay? Hell, as for other people that is talented on YouTube and trying to bust their ass to make good reviews, is more talented than these fucks at that guy with the glasses. Okay? I'm just fucking saying though, like it just doesn't make no fucking sense. Okay? Seriously, so what? You only have 4 people that are good and the rest is just trash.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that the rant's finished, it's time for me to give my final thoughts. Now, for starters, this video is the quintessence of the old phrase, improv and rants don't mix. Why? Because throughout this entire video, he constantly repeats himself over and over and over again. Not only that, but he also stutters a hell of a lot as well, to the point where it gets in the way of him trying to present his arguments. Oh yeah, and here's a tip. When you're making a claim, try and back it up with solid evidence, so at least it looks like you're not making this crap up as you go along.
Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, commonly known as ADHD, is a prominent disruptive behavioral disorder in our society today. The disorder has 2 main types, the inattentive type and the hyperactive impulsive type. This film will focus on the inattentive type. The inattentive type of ADHD, in general terms, describes behaviors such as being unable to have sustained attention concerning everyday and other tasks, the inability to avoid being distracted, and the overwhelming feeling to disobey rules.
So, this isn't really a case study in ADHD as much as it is a case study in ADD, which are very different when put back to back. And I appreciate the use of an example such as Bart Simpson to further understand this, but if you're gonna talk about the inattentive qualities, then why not use Osaka from AzumangaDio? I mean, her behavior meets almost all the traits you've mentioned. And I know she said that 2 types of ADHD, but to me, the term ADHD means that there's some sort of hyperactivity involved.
Other symptoms of ADHD include, but are not limited to, not able to pay close attention to details, not able to keep attention focused on tasks, doesn't listen when spoken to, does not follow instructions, avoid and or dislikes things that take a lot of mental effort for extended periods of time, and so on.
Enter Bart Simpson.
Wait, I need a moment to question this. Why did they need another narrator? What, was the other narrator's voice too sexy for the audience, so they had to switch narrators in order for them to pay attention?
While Bart is the main focus of this video, it is important to know a little bit about his family and the history of their mental health. Homer Simpson, Bart's father, is accompanied by periods of forgetfulness and ignorance, and also has a reported IQ of 55. Homer also displays regular instances of explosive anger. Marge Simpson, Bart's mother, is described as a happy homemaker. She usually spends all of her time there cleaning up and doing things for her family. However, she has shown some gambling addiction problems in her history. Lisa, Bart's sister, is a very intelligent young lady. She does not appear to have any limiting mental health symptoms. Maggie Simpson is Bart's infant sister. She doesn't appear to show any abnormalities for an infant. Abe Simpson, Bart's grandfather, suffers from some mental health impairments. He has trouble remembering history and also experiences problems recalling his past.
You're probably thinking the narrator guy could have gone into detail as to how Bart's family has an impact on his behavior, but that would just be stupid.
Now that we've taken a look at the Simpson family, let's look at Bart a little more in depth.
Oh, heck, life's too short for
One clip demonstrates Bart's inability to follow instructions.
Bart Simpson to the principal's office. Post haste.
Bart! So good to see you.
You know, I love how you say Bart has a hard time following instructions, then you proceed to show a clip of him doing the very thing you claimed he couldn't do. And just for that, I'm skipping over this part.
I've got rocks.
This clip demonstrates Bart's inability to stay on task.
Because everyone knows reading is the most stimulating activity ever, right guys?
Jeez, look at this place. We gotta do something.
Garbage angels? Dad, I think I need some fresh air. Can I go to the park?
Do I have to sit up?
No.
Knock yourself out.
And finally, in what is probably the best demonstration of Bart's disorder, here is a clip from the episode Brother's Little Helper.
Principal Skinner, what would you say is the most important firefighting tool? Would you say it's prevention?
Oh, absolutely, Lisa. That and the sand bucket.
What's that stuff?
Why, this is retardant.
Sure is. And what's that?
That's called a hose lengthener.
You need one.
No.
What's this?
Just read the label. It's a king-size flamer. Bart, will you go bother someone else?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't this type of behavior be a trait of the hyperactive impulsive type of ADHD? I mean, if you're gonna focus on the inattentive traits, then clips like this kind of contradict the whole point of the video.
Look! A fire! Engine.
Stop that!
Help! Help! Fire! Helmet.
Can't you do something constructive?
Sure, I can do something destructive.
It's not working, it just spreads the flame.
Get the fire hose! Get the fire hose!
What's it doing in the gymnasium? Bart, have you lost your... Bart Simpson!
You've really done it this time. Yeah, it all kind of came together.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for getting me out of work.
I'll be blunt. Bart's latest escapade goes far beyond the realm of the hijink.
Dear, now the floor is as good as new.
My sport goggles!
Your son is a ravenous demon, relentlessly gnawing at all that's good and true.
Yeah, he's something else, all right.
But worst of all, he drags down the grades of anyone who sits near him. Just look at this pattern.
Hey, that looks like Bart.
And turning to the 3D map, we see an unmistakable cone of ignorance.
Put it away! Put it away!
Very well, but there's no escaping the truth. Bart has a classic case of attention deficit disorder.
You mean like John Leguizamo?
How should I know? The point is ADD makes children restless and easily distracted.
Hi, Marge, it's me, Homer. What, time to go?
Please, Mr. Simpson.
So, apparently, a college professor cannot tell the difference between singular and plural because he said he was going to be showing a clip, meaning a single, solitary, all by itself clip, and then he goes on to show almost 1/3 of the episode. Look, if you want to use clips from a TV show as examples, I'm okay with that, but there was no reason why it needed to go on for this long.
And so, it is true indeed that young Bartholomew J. Simpson is a classic example of a child with ADHD. Although Bart's behavioral problems are comical on the show, they are very real in real life. While Bart seems to be a normal child in many ways, and he certainly is, he is totally unable, at times, to control himself and his behavior.
Like every single other person on the planet?
Disorder such a problem for children like Bart and families like The Simpsons.
What's good, people? This is Brandon here, and I'm gonna try to do this under 6 minutes.
You know you're watching a great video when you can't even see the person who's talking.
So, let's get started. I'm gonna get to my main point. Girls who settle for less. Girls who settle for losers. I do not know any fucking woman who is willing to settle for someone who is pathetic beyond hell. I mean, literally, I am disgusted with these type of women. Now, why? Well, number one, jealousy. Because they're settling for guys who are way lower than me, I think. Which is quite sad.
Wow, so even you're a low-class loser? Gotta love self-awareness.
You know, I've been told in my life that some girls, well, they never said it, but I could tell they didn't want to settle for anything less than their high expectations, so they dumped me. Thanks, Olivia, for that, by the way, and Jen, and Sydney, and Bryn. Fuck you all. I will see you in hell.
And so will I.
Girls who settle for less. Yes. Yes. Girls who settle for less. For example, I'm going to bring up 2 examples of girls who settle for less, who have just proven everything I've learned in life wrong about girls, who prove that girls will settle for less for who can't supply them with anything. It's ridiculous.
So in other words, folks, I'd classify this statement as one of those things I like to call an overgeneralization.
It's fucking ridiculous. For example, Panda League Gaming, here on YouTube. Oh boy. This dumb bitch is willing to date a guy who will show her off on live stream. Show off her goods on live stream. Really? Really? If I did that to any of my exes when I was still dating them, you know what they would do? They'd chop my balls off and castrate me. Wait, wouldn't that be castration? Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that.
Which is why I brought it up anyway.
You girls, especially Panda Lee, you are fucking... I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty cute, but you're dumb as shit. You are dumb as fucking shit. That is a fact. That is factual. Don't judge me, okay? Factual. Anyway, factual evidence, people.
Despite the fact that I have no screen caps, video clips, or anything else to back up my factual evidence.
Not to mention, DSP lives off of YouTube. That's pathetic. He has no job and he's living off of YouTube. That's sad. And there are girls who will actually settle for guys with no job, who live off the government or some other form of income that they're not working for. That is pathetic. You know what? I'm gonna get a job, so that way I can not be like you dumb fucks who do that. Thanks, by the way, for making the human race worse. Thanks.
Well, think about it this way. What would you rather have? Would you rather be with a person who is rich and hardworking, but had little to no personality? Or would you rather go with someone who didn't have a lot of money, but was supportive and an enjoyable person to be around?
The girls who settle for less. You are exactly what's wrong with females nowadays. And you have proven me wrong successfully, which is amazing in itself. Because usually when it comes to my thoughts on the human race and what you guys, I'm pretty sure I know more than people think when it comes to the human race and your hypocrisy.
Okay, and the last one I said all characters I've seen in a lot of anime are similar. I didn't really give a good explanation though. So I'm gonna use the two animes I actually left out. I really wanted to include them in this one, because leaving them out last time was just plain stupid. The two characters similar in Inuyasha and Pokemon, the ones, the quote-unquote girl chasers, Brock and Moroku. Brock and Moroku both chase girls. They're both in love with every girl they pretty much see. Although Brock isn't perverted like Moroku, they are still pretty similar on these characteristics.
So, if you acknowledge that Brock isn't as perverted as Moroku, then why would you make the comparison at all? Especially since these characters are geared towards two completely different demographics and different genres as well.
Now for Inuyasha and Soul Eater, the main character Maka and the main character Inuyasha. They are both the special character complex, and they're both treated differently due to the fact Maka is the son of Des Axe thing, not Axe, I know that's not what it's called, I haven't watched this in a really long time, and the fact that Inuyasha is half demon dog and half human. Another thing that makes these two characters similar is their special weapons. Maka's scythe soul. She is the only one known able to control him. As we've seen in that one episode where Black Star and Soul try to team up, and it doesn't go over so well. And Inuyasha is the only one known to control his blade, as we've seen in like the first episode, I think, when Shishomaru tried to grab the sword, it just burnt his hand.
But wait, wouldn't it make more sense to compare them by their personalities instead of their weapons and backstories?
One type of genre anime I absolutely hate would probably be drama. I absolutely hate drama, no matter what it is. Real life, animations, TV series, I don't care. I pretty much hate it. You could blame my school for that. What I like to see in TV series is a mixture of things, like drama and action, something like Soul Eater was, or probably Gurren Lagann, I would say.
So, do you hate drama, or do you like drama?
I'm confused! So the basic gist I hate this genre is because, it is drama. Drama. It's just teenage drama, basically. Basically what's going on in their life, sad things happen, and it really gets me depressed, to be honest.
Wow, you mean there's drama in a drama show? Captain Obvious, she's a hero, gonna bring my IQ down to 0.
Drama anime probably portrays women the worst. At least one female character in any drama anime, or almost every type of anime, has gigantic boobs, gigantic ass, and is perfect. So what most anime pretty much says is, oh my god, girls have big boobs, big butt, all you need for is sex and to look pretty at. Yeah!
I'm sorry, but what kind of drama are you talking about? Because from the way you're describing it, it seems more like a hentai rather than a drama series. I mean, are there specific shows in this genre that do this? If so, can you show some images from those shows, or list them, or something?
Now let's talk about a specific anime I hate. Squid Girl. Absolutely hate it. It's the most uninteresting thing I have ever watched. It's just stupid, pointless, and just trying to capture an audience that goes for silliness. You know, to be truthful, I have no idea what kind of audience they're trying to capture. It's just random all over the place, up, down, left, right. You have no idea where it's going. It's like a bad movie.
So, you're basically criticizing an anime because it has silliness and randomness, despite the fact that it's a comedy and slice-of-life anime. I mean, really? What did you expect? If you look at other animes in these genres like AzumangaDioh, YuGiOh, and Ouran High School Host Club, you would know that this sort of thing is not exclusive to Squid Girl. I mean, if you're looking for the meaning of life, then you're not gonna get it here.
From what I can see, this anime has no common sense whatsoever. Instead of calling the police or something, they just... when she smashes the hole in the side of their lemon shack, they make Kirby pay for it. Although she's obviously a squid, she has tentacles, she's threatening to take over the world, FBI should get involved, but no common sense to do that. Just make her repay it, everything will be fine and dandy, people.
You know, somebody could easily mistake her tentacles for hair, so because of this, they may not notice that she's a squid at first. And also, I don't think a smashed wall is a reason for calling the FBI. I mean, honestly, do people call the FBI often for vandalism like this? Because I sure don't know anybody that does.
This anime has a plot and doesn't have a plot at the same exact time. I would rather it lead up to big something huge, or just to be random episodes, none of them relating to each other, than what this is.
Gee, it's almost as if it was one of those animes that doesn't focus too much on plot.
Okay, so the insane fangirls, like I just said, treat some of the characters like gods, defend them majorly, and just defend them so bad they are mean to other fans. If you don't like them, they automatically hate you for no apparent reason. They don't get to know you, they go on about what you like, or a shipping you like.
And you don't think other fan bases do that? I mean, pretty much every single fan base has those types of people you just described there, so why is the anime fan base so special?
I thank you for watching. Coolness1332 here. Gonna be leaving. Bye-bye.
Hello. This is gonna get pretty abstract, so put on your metaphorical hat. By which I mean a hat that makes it easier for you to understand metaphors, not an actual metaphorical hat. But if you have a metaphorical hat, I would absolutely love to see a simile of a picture of it.
Well, way to spoil the joke.
Okay, this is where it gets weird. This video is about feminism, and what people assume feminism is, and what it actually is, and how silly it is that people assume it's the first thing when it's actually the second thing. Okay, just for a minute, just bear with me. Let's say that men are Shadow the Hedgehog. Bit weird, but let's go on. Because women are Sonic heroes. Both for the Nintendo GameCube. Oh, this one was from a charity shop and cost $2.99. This one was from a cash converters and cost £2. But that's not important.
Which is why I brought it up anyway.
Let's say that Shadow the Hedgehog, men, is up here. Shadow the Hedgehog is all the way up here. Sonic Heroes is down there. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Now people assume, wrongly, that feminism is about doing this. Oh, look. Now Shadow the Hedgehog's all the way down there, and Sonic Heroes is so far up that you can't even see it. Oh, well now men are sort of in a ditch, and women have all flown into space to be beautiful astral goddesses. It's not that. This isn't feminism. Feminism, you see, is about making them equal.
Oh, trust me, if you did a bit more research, you'd find out that it's a lot more complex than that.
Putting them on the same plane. Getting a fucking spirit level and putting it against the world and having everyone stand on it and saying, oh look, it's fucking a perfect line. Brilliant. This is feminism. It's about having everyone exactly the same in a single Sonic Mega Collection.
Oh my god, they want to turn people into video games! Of course!
Feminism is about removing these social constructs that tell men that they have to be cold, emotionless husks. Feminism is about removing these social constructs that tell women that they have to dress a certain way and act a certain way and be scared of leaving the house at night. Feminism is about removing the social constructs that say that a real man has to kick a football around a pitch for 5 hours, then light his beard on fire, cook a steak on it, then have sex with the steak.
So, let me get this straight. You make a video about feminism, but then when you actually try to describe what it is, it comes off as a very poor definition. Why? Because from the way I see it, it seems like you're doing a better job of describing what conformity is, rather than what feminism is. You see, if you were to compare the two terms side by side, you would notice that feminism is advocating for women's rights, whereas conformity is compliance to standards. You see what the problem is?
So anyway, I'm gonna go and play Sonic and paint my nails weird colours. Oh wait, I already did the second thing. Okay, I'm just gonna play Sonic. I'm gonna start with the Mega Collection, then I'm gonna go with Sonic Heroes, and then I'm gonna go with Shadow the Hedgehog, because I've never actually played it.
Despite the fact that I own the goddamn game to begin with.
Sorry, just looking at the back, the characters: Sonic, the General, Dr. Eggman, and Black Doom. I've got to play that. I've got to play that just for Black Doom. Alright, feminism is good. Reddit is kind of shit. Bye!